Happy Wednesday, everyone. So this is going to be a premiere because I've been having so much trouble doing lives on the internet, but I am getting new gear that's going to help me dive into the internet like hardlined instead of wireless so that I might not get lost so easy, and I can provide quality lives because I don't want to get in the habit of providing bad connections with everybody, so I want to keep my connection good. So anyways, I have new material coming so that I can do that better for you guys, but for now we're just going to do some premieres and see how it goes for soul card readings. So here's how this is going to work. Other than this video, in any next premiere soul card reading, I'll pick people at random. So, for example, next week, this week, I already have people picked out, okay? But next week, if you want your soul cards, your correspondences figured out next week, then you need to leave a comment or here in the chat box with your sun, moon, and rising signs. And I will pick people at random, either by a random number generator, or I'll put people's hats in our names in a hat and choose that way, but it will be random. And so next week I will have those people set up for premiere next week after I pick them. So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to go with 3 just to be safe and see how long it takes. I'm doing 2 this time. We're going to see how long 2 takes us. If 2 doesn't take very long, then I'll up it to 3 next week and see how that takes us. If 3 is good, we'll stay at 3. If we can up it more from 3 next week, then I will do that. But I'm still going to keep these every single Wednesday currently, and I'm going to do the premieres, and it'll be 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time each Wednesday. So you'll see up here, there's a picture, and these are your correspondences based off your soul card, your 3 soul cards that we're going to pick today. So make sure you write down color, just the word, gemstone, just the word, time, just the word, tree, animal, bird, object, and place, because those are the things we are going to be picking. Now, these are fun items. These are cards and correspondences based off your birth time. So it's what your birth time suggests are best for you according to the Faerie Enchantment deck, which is the one we're using by Ian Daniels. And it's just a way of looking at it in a different source. You know, that anything magical that you do, you can use these correspondences easily with charms or altar work or magical works, anything like energy work, whatever. It's the idea that based off your time, the correspondences you choose tonight are the ones that will work best for you. So they're just something to build on in your spiritual journey, and just resources. So use them as you will. I'm going to go ahead and switch it over, and I will have cards laid out for the next person that I'm doing the soul cards for. I already pre-picked them, so because Jezebel gets to go first this time because she didn't get hers last week because the live really messed up. So anyways, on with the show. Let me switch the camera around so you'll be able to see the cards. I did get a new light, so I'm gonna have to play with it to get it right. So I do know that these cards are shiny, so the lighting might not go very well on the cards. I will do the best I can and adjust accordingly as I move forward with these videos. But thank you guys so much for joining me today, and let's get on with some soul cards and correspondences. All right, see you guys in just a second. And we're back. So we're going to start out with Jezebel's cards. These are her 3 that were preset. Her Sun card is Olwen. And Olwen is basically like the sun goddess, means golden wheel, known as the Lady of the White Tracks because flowers would blossom in her footsteps. She brings the sun to warm the earth. This is also the card that is considered the Lover's card in this deck. That's the sun. The moon is Lu. And Lu is the sun god, also considered the great archer and craftsman and magician. In a myth, Lu is killed and reincarnated as an eagle, which represents the cycle of life and rebirth of the sun. This is a really pretty card, by the way. Third card is your rising, and it's Modron. I'm pretty sure it's Modron. I think we talked about this last time too. Okay, so Divine Mother, personification of nature, creation, and bounty of earth, and she symbolizes the womb. All right, now here's how this is going to work. Right here, you should have written down all of these words right here: the color, gemstone, time, tree, animal, bird, object, and place, because that is what we're looking for. So to start out, let's start out with color. So you could pick ochre, pale yellow, or pale gray as your color, just one of them. And then for your gemstone, you could pick rhodonite, citrine, or agate, just one. Okay, so the color and gemstone, that's your generic. These are your correspondences that you need. Time is going to be June, August, or gloaming. I'm not really sure what gloaming is, but that sounds interesting to me. And then for your animal, your animal, because this is the generic one. So animal is white horse, tree. We're on tree. My bad. Tree. So tree is alder, fern, or witch hazel. Sorry about that. Yeah, I got ahead of myself because, I just wanted to jump to the animal. All right, now we're on animal. White horse, lion, or toad. And then your bird is a wryneck, a bittern, or a blackbird. I don't know what a bittern is. I'm going to have to look some of these up, seriously, because I have no clue. I should have more clues. All right, and the object is a knot, an arrow, or earth. And keep in mind, these aren't necessarily the things you would pick in general. It's just the things you would pick from those three that you are most drawn to. And last is place. So an archway, a forked pathway, or an entrance. Now, isn't that interesting? Because an archway is an in-between, a forked path is an in-between two paths, and an entrance is also an in-between. Very Fae there. Yes, there is. Okay, and then you can write these down too. While we're talking, these are your runes, and you can make a sigil out of these. And then for the 3 words, so if this was sitting in a reading, how you would read it is the first word is for the first card, so unite. The second word is the second card, decisive. The third word is the third card, manifestation. So unite, decisive, manifestation. If you didn't like it, switch it around. Propagate, Mystical Victory. Switch it around if you don't like that one. Illuminate Hidden Relationship. That's kind of a good one. Now we can do this too. Illuminate Mystical Manifestations. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. Let's see. Let's move these two around. Propagate Mystical Victory. Interesting. And then we can go Unite Hidden Victory. Or Illuminate Hidden Relationship. There's just all sorts of ways that we could do it. So it's up to you which way you want to do it. You can write down all of these words, or you can pick as we've been kind of going through them and put them together however you like. So these are the gods and goddesses that you are most attuned to, or that are most attuned to you. So when you're doing any kind of spell crafting, charm work, stuff like that, or you want to look up new goddesses or gods, these would be ones that you can look up more information on and do some study work on. And then your main totems, the ones that you wrote down, those are the ones that are going to be the easiest for you to work with and give you the best results in your spells, your crafting, your oils, your charms, anything like that, okay? So this is just correspondences that help you with your craft. That's all this is. This is not a full-blown reading. Now the second one, we are doing Miss Lady Knight of Avalon. And hers, she has Earnhardt for her sun card. Quill is her moon card. And Gwen is her rising. Aren't those beautiful? Let me make sure I get them in camera. Aren't they beautiful? Okay, so Earnhardt. Earnhardt is the star goddess of destiny, reincarnation, and reverence. She presides over departed souls, returning them to the other world, and she will decide their fate. She's interesting, right? Okay, and then Quill. Now, Quill, I kind of like this card. Like, I like the bear in the background, the star right here, the shield. He's very strong looking, isn't he? All right, he's the Prince of the David. There's no real divine origins with him, so he's not really a god. He represents the fulfillment of enchantment and the completion. And then this one right here is Gwen. And she's really pretty. Look at that. Look at on her chest right here. Look at that card. She is so pretty. So pretty. All right, sorry. I got distracted by the pretties. All right. She's the symbol of radiant sun emerging above the horizon and was known as AstariaSen, which was a great bard and prophet. All right. So, again, these are just for your correspondences, for your magic, for your witchcraft, for your craft, for your energy work, whatever you're working with, okay? This is not your actual tarot reading for these cards. So, if you've written down all of your generic color, gemstone, time, tree, animal, bird, object, and place, then we're going to choose one from each of these cards. You will notice that there are lots of different ones to choose from, but we'll be doing it from just these three cards. So color is the first one. And you have choices of warm yellow, black, or bronze. So pick one of those three. These are the colors that would best suit your needs in your God work, your altar work, your charm work, anything like that. It's the color that best represents what's going to work well with you. And this is your higher self, your soul self. So it's not like the stuff that you're most attracted to necessarily, okay? So the next one is gemstone. You have calcite, malachite, or amber. Amber's really pretty. I think amber's pretty, but I like malachite too. Really, honestly, I do. And then your time, so the time of day or the time of year or something like that, that best suits your magical needs is either July, the full moon, or early afternoon. Oh man, I wish I would have gotten the full moon. I totally would have picked that for mine, but that wasn't one of my cards. All right. And then we have the tree. And you have rowan, juniper, or birch. I like rowan personally, but you know, it's not up to me, it's up to you. So pick one tree from those three to best represent your main item. Next is animal. And you have a cat, a bear, or a salmon. Ooh, oh man, which one would I choose? Probably not the salmon because I'm not really a fish person. A bear is pretty big, so I probably would end up going with a cat since I own a cat. All right, up next is bird. And we have an owl, a raven, or a jay. Owl, raven, or jay. Now again, keep in mind that these are just correspondences. They're not necessarily your specific things you would pick in general. It's just the stuff you would pick from these three cards, the soul correspondences for your magical work. Up next is the object that is best used with you. A mirror, an iron, or a disc. Ooh, the mirror. Ooh, yeah. The mirror could be lots and lots and lots of fun. I don't know if you're into, what is it, scrying, but isn't that what mirrors are good for? I don't scry, so maybe they are. All right, and then the last one is place. So this is the place that would best suit your needs. For magical stuff, a pool, a homestead, or a meadow. Ooh, that's interesting. I mean, like, the meadow would kind of be cool as long as it's nice out, but otherwise I'd want to be inside. So maybe it depends on the time of year on which one I would choose. Now, keep in mind that if ever you want to switch it around, you would have to have these cards in order to switch, because that way you would know what all your choices are. But basically, you don't have to keep these all the time. This is just what's going to work for you right now, what you're most attuned to right now. And you can write down these fairy runes and create your own sigil out of them. And again, we can use our words to create a little saying for ourselves that we could say during spell work or at our altar or whatever. So we have the first word on the first card is control. The second word on the second card is prosperous. The third card on the third word is vitality. Switch it around. Invigorate, virtuous, success. We can switch it around again. Establish, positive, quest. We can also go control, positive, success. Invigorate, prosperous, quest. Establish, virtuous, vitality. Switch it around. Invigorate, prosperous, quest. Weird, but okay. Control, prosperous, vitality. Invigorate, prosperous, quest. So there's all sorts of things you can choose from. So, and people might have suggestions there in the comments too. So these are your cards. Now, if anybody wants to do their soul cards, please leave your sun, moon, and rising signs in the comments below or in the chat here on the premiere. And I will be choosing 3 people at random for next week. So you have to have your sun, you have to have your moon, and you have to have your rising in order to find your soul cards. Now keep in mind, soul cards system is basically just what's going to help with your correspondences for your higher self, for your magical work, for your soul. What is most attuned to your soul? So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave your sun, moon, and rising sign in the comments or in the chat if you want to be entered to next week's. I'm just going to do a blind draw. Put everybody's name in a hat, do a blind draw, or do a random number generator and pick the number. And so you won't know if you got it until next week, and I will be doing 3 of them. So I don't know how many I can do during a premiere. So 2, it seems like I have plenty of time to do other ones. So the next week I hope to do 3, see if I still have quite a bit of time left or not, and then go from there. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys got some cool stuff going. All right, have a great night, day, I guess, and I will see you guys again with soul cards next week.